Today, let's talk to you managers. Yeah, that's right. How do you build trust with your teams? As a manager or as on the team, how do we build trust? Now, managers, by definition, manage people and processes and try to keep everything moving along. Well, we want to be more intentional than that. We actually want to be engaging people. To do that, we need to actually be intentional on how we answer the 3 questions that everybody has every time they interact with us. Do I like you? Do I trust you? And how can you help me? That's right. We need to be intentional when we're meeting with people. And the different environments we meet with people can actually trigger anxieties. So high traffic areas, loud noises, heavy equipment going off. We need to actually make sure we're in the right environment to actually have trust. Now, salespeople for years have gone on the golf course and dinners and lunches with customers because it's more relaxed. Conversations can happen. People let down their guard. The anxieties go down. That's what we need to make sure we're focused in on, not necessarily going and doing those things, but getting into an environment where we can have good conversations and anxieties will go down. Because if anxiety is high, trust goes down. Okay? We also need to make sure when we're meeting with our teams that we're wearing the right kind of clothing to actually build trust. Light blues and whites typically build trust. And if you want some more information on the different colors and whatnot, take a look at Cialdini's book called Influence. It will actually help you understand all the different colors, why they affect people, how they affect people, and it will help you engage people a little bit better. But for this purpose of this video, light blues and whites will help you set the stage. Now, here's one that most people miss. The scents we wear. That's right. Our colognes, our perfumes, they can actually trigger anxieties. But you didn't know that. Yeah, if we don't understand the personality types and what's happened in their past, we can actually trigger something and we don't even know it happened. Now, I learned about this when I went and got an education in St. Thomas. When I was just going to buy some colognes, the person started asking me tons of questions. When I asked, why are you asking all these questions? They said, well, I want to find the right cologne that matches your personality type and your activity levels. And I go, really? They said, yeah, it can actually trigger stuff. So we want to make sure that we're not triggering people. So my first few interactions with people, I typically don't wear different kind of colognes because I don't want to trigger any anxieties that I don't know about. Because I don't know their whole personality. I don't know their whole history yet. So I typically don't wear those things because I don't want to trigger it. Now, if you want to have a good idea of what this looks like, go into a really nice department store and notice in the women's department compared to the men's department and the kids department, they actually have different sights, smells, sounds, all in those areas. There's a reason for it because they know and they've studied why people buy and how to keep them in the stores longer. Well, we need to make sure that we're understanding that too. So go look at those stores and you'll get a good understanding on how that helps. Now, we're coming to the third question, which is how can you help me, that everybody's asking. Everybody has a situation, issues, and ramifications that if not addressed, they're not getting anywhere. And they need our help. And if we can't help them, they'll go find somebody else. Well, as a manager or a team leader, we need to make sure that we are engaging people intentionally so that way we can find these things out and how we can help them. So we put on our sales hat and we go into our CRM. And that's right, we have CRMs for customers, customer relationship management tool, but typically we don't populate this for our team members. Why don't we? It's a great tool and it helps us be intentional to learn about our team members. Now, Ramsey Solutions, their team leaders, they do a fantastic job. If someone's got like a death in the family or they're having a new baby, those team leaders know about it, they help them, and the whole team actually rallies around that person to help them in their time of need. Well, if we're intentional and we know what's going on, not to leverage people, but to actually be intentional to help them, populate the CRM system. And I walk people through trustworthy training, and it actually walks through the house analogy exercise that helps you understand people, be intentional, and learn about them. If we constantly learn about people and update our information so we know how to engage people, what's going on with them, their family, and all that stuff, it will help us actually answer those questions and help them move forward. If we help them, guess what's going to happen? Trust will come. And as trust is high in the environment, speed goes up, costs go down. Well, that means more profits. So if we're going to build trust with our employees and our group, especially if we're managers or team leaders, we need to be engaging people, making sure we answer those 3 questions on every single interaction. If we do so, we'll be rewarded with higher levels of trust. Now, here's one other thing we can do, especially if we're a manager or a team leader. Go and do an off-site training with our teams at least once a year. Highly recommend this because you're going to pull people out so they're working together and learning together. And as people learn together, they grow together. That's right. So bring in somebody, budget for it, and get them out of their computers so that they're not sitting there answering emails and they're intentionally learning. Because as they learn, they'll grow. And here's the key thing. After that training, do a debrief. Yes, do a debrief. Successful organizations, the military, Navy SEALs, the professional sports teams, they all do this. They go over the game film. They study what happened. What are their best practices? How can they move forward faster? They want to improve. That's what this debrief is going to do for you and your team. People are going to give different perspectives of how this training will help them. And you got to keep them focused on the positives. But by doing this and they're focused in on, hey, this is what I thought about this, someone's going to go, wow, I didn't even catch that during the training because I was drinking from a fire hose anyways, but that was helpful. So they're going to learn together. They're going to build bonds. And as you foster that, you're going to build trust in your team. And again, speed goes up, costs go down, more profits. It will help you. So be intentional and add value at every turn, and you're going to be successful in building trust. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My contact information is below. If this video was helpful, hit like, share, subscribe, send to somebody you think it might benefit. That's why I do these videos, to help you. All right? We'll see you next time.